Episode is rated M for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of the PFC Entertainment Network or any of the affiliates that make this show possible.
This is the Pure Fury Creations Entertainment Network.
From the gridiron to the ball diamonds, from the hardwood to the ice rinks, from the fairways to the octagon and everywhere in between. If it makes headlines, it's fair game on the Sports Reel podcast on the PFC Entertainment Network. And we welcome you to the Sports Reel podcast here on the PFC Entertainment Network. I am Jason Klaus, and as always, I'm being joined by Tim Sheridan and Eric Mandel. We're going to be breaking down the world of sports for the next hour and a half or so, 2 hours, all depending on because we have a lot to cover here. And we are live streaming this across our platforms on Riverside.fm, Facebook, and our YouTube channel. And in just a moment, we will be posting the link in the Facebook live chat. And if you want to be a part of the show, you click on that link. It will bring you into our virtual waiting room. And then we will hit the button and bring you onto the show live as it happens. For those who are a little bit camera shy, and I understand that, you can still correspond with us through the traditional live chat text form. With that being said, gentlemen, it's always good to see you. How's things in your neck of the woods?
Not too bad, Jason. Looks like he's getting ready to storm outside, but
same.
It's a Tuesday. We're getting ready to talk about some sports. I cannot complain at all. What about you, Timothy Sheridan?
Besides worrying about the storm and whether or not Jason's going to lose internet because he's the king of losing internet, mine seems to not be an issue sometimes. And I knock on wood. I mean, I don't know if my table's actual real wood, so I'm going to scoot over here and knock on wood because this thing came from Amazon and it was straight out of China. So I don't know, but it's a good table. I enjoy it. But I don't know if it's real wood. The week's been good. I want to say, you ever sat there and just, cruise Facebook and you start seeing ads for things and you go, man, I was talking about that this week. And it's we've actually been talking about it for 3 years, but I was sitting there Saturday cruising ads cruising Facebook, and I'm starting to see ads on how like Easy Go and Club Car running all these specials on all their golf carts for the 2025 closeouts leading to the 2026s with crazy interest rates. Well, anyways, me and Amy went and bought a golf cart yesterday. In fact, before we jumped out here, me, Amy, and Eric were cruising around the fucking neighborhood on a golf cart trying to avoid the rain. Yeah. Just went and bought a brand new one. We're like, fuck it. We've been waiting to sell the motorcycle. It hasn't sold. Nobody wants to buy motorcycles anymore. I don't get what it is. Anybody looking for a motorcycle? I got one for sale. But
it's August, so summer's over. It's usually a summer thing to have.
Like, it'd be a good deal. I need room in my garage for my brand new golf cart. But yeah, we just went up there yesterday and just both fell in love with a certain cart and just pulled the trigger, and it got delivered today. So we were out cruising around, and of course the fucking rain's coming in. So we had to get back to the house before we got poured on, even though it's got a roof, but we don't have any sides or anything on it.
Yeah, we definitely got soaked.
Yeah, it would have sucked. But yeah, we are proud new owners of a brand new golf cart, and I still have my motorcycle. Yeah. Fucking Facebook.
Here every day. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, how's things with you, man? Anything new with you?
Not much, man. Just working and looking forward to only having a 3-day work week this week and going on my salmon fishing trip Saturday. That's about it. I'm definitely at Lake Michigan.
Very cool.
Yep. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I heard they're slaying the fish right now, so I'm hoping to come back with quite a bit of salmon.
I enjoy a good salmon. I'm not going to lie. So that's really cool. I'm glad you're able to do that. And like you said, summer is kind of winding down here, although the temperature wise isn't any indication of that. I don't know about you guys, but I have been I bet you I have lost, and I'm not trying to be funny, I bet you I have lost at least 10 pounds just sweating the shit out. It's just been stupid hot. I got, done moving during the course of all this stuff, and like my pants they don't fit anymore. I don't know what the hell's happening.
You need to start eating more, Jason, or start drinking some beer.
We're losing all that water weight because it's 90 degrees out with humidity, and it's summer, and it's
Jason don't have to work tonight.
No, Jason does, but Jason's stressed the fuck out. So we're gonna go ahead.
Hey, one beer ain't gonna kill you to go to work.
Here's the thing, though, as I apparently, my plant let second shift out early today because of a power outage. Now we have not gotten word.
Hope it's still out.
I hope it is too, but I keep waiting for my phone to go off with a message that says that we don't have to go in tonight. But if history is any indication, I have no doubt they're going to have the shit fixed, and we're going to be running balls to the wall. So I'm mentally preparing myself for such an occasion. So,
or just have too many and be like, I can't come into work tonight.
Yeah, you don't want me working on airbags and seatbelts right now.
Exactly.
Just send me home.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to say I got a little sneak peek of your in-home studio there now at your place. And I mean, if anybody caught the Close to the Heart podcast this week, which was a great episode, my wife Amy is a part of that show. You kind of get a sneak peek of Jason's new studio there. So
it was cool to put that together. It I'm still tweaking stuff. You put everything on the wall, then you stop and look at it and like, oh, I can move this here. It's a work in progress, but I'm happy that I have a spot like that. But as you can see, right now I'm at my girl's house, and so this is a very familiar background. But
another cool thing is you said here in the next few weeks or so, we might have to go live from here at the Sheridan studio. So
I don't want to go too far into the weeds.
Yeah, I don't want to say what's going on with it. No, I just want to say, like, you might be joining us live here in studio here eventually.
Yes, sir. That is my goal. That is my plan.
Well, let's get into this episode. We got a lot, and what are we going to start off with? The WWE and the UFC, I feel like.
We're talking about all these new TV deals that dropped this week. That some of them pissed me off, and some of them made me jump for joy. Jason, I'll let you lead this one off because the first one I want to get into is WWE and ESPN and how you feel about it, because then I got some strong opinions about this one myself.
I was stunned, Tim and Eric, if I can be honest with you. Word came last week that World Wrestling Entertainment and ESPN have reached an agreement to where ESPN is going to be the exclusive provider of premium live events beginning in 2026. Premium live events, formerly known as pay-per-view. But what this does, not just for WWE, but also UFC, it eliminates the traditional pay-per-view model. Pay-per-view is no longer a thing with these two entities. Now, other organizations like AEW, they have to rely on that because they don't have this kind of deal. The backlash on all of this among the IWC, the Internet Wrestling community, has been at a fevered pitch. I'll be honest. I don't have ESPN. Okay, I'm not a subscriber to their platforms or anything like that. So for me, this is going to cost me $30 a month to be able to watch WrestleMania, to watch the Royal Rumble, to watch every premium live event or pay-per-view event. I am not exactly thrilled about this in that aspect. But on the other hand, I see the business side of it. I can appreciate the business side of it. I never in a million years thought I would see a partnership between a professional wrestling organization and the worldwide leader in sports. But here we are. And that just goes to show the evolution of sports and entertainment and how now ESPN is becoming a part of this thing. I'm not real thrilled about it. If I could be honest with you, what does this mean for wrestling fans who have Peacock? Because for the longest time, Peacock has been the exclusive mainstream provider of WWE, taking Netflix off the table for Monday Night Raw. That's one entity, but I don't know, brother. It's crazy. The whole thing just I thought it was a rib at first until I saw WWE post it, and then right after that ESPN had posted. I'm like, well, this is as legit as it gets, I guess. There's pros and cons. I'm not real thrilled because it's going to cost me more money in order to watch World Wrestling Entertainment's biggest events of the year, and I'm kind of pissed about it. If I could be honest with you, what's your takeaway?
Well, you hold on. You're gonna have a stronger opinion than I am, and you're gonna go into it, and I already know that. So that's why I was like, let me get my 2 cents in real quick. It didn't surprise me as much as I thought, just because how the way it's going. Netflix is getting in on stuff. Everything. They're all. It's like you said. It's the entertainment industry. Did I see ESPN getting in on it? No, but it doesn't surprise me. Some big platform is taking over, so they can just get their cut. That's what it is. Reality. That's what it's all coming down to. Like you said, it's going to cost you $30 a month. So there's another. It's just going to add up, and that's what they're looking for. And unfortunately, to watch everything you want to watch nowadays is just going to cost you probably close to $200 to $400 to watch everything you want.
Well,
and it's ridiculous. It's
a higher number than that, actually.
Oh yeah, I think it was in like $550 or something. I've seen it on Facebook. Like, to watch every NFL game this year, you're going to have like 4 platforms. I'm just like, it's getting ridiculous.
WWE is much higher.
Yeah, no. So it's just like, I knew it was going to come, but I just didn't think ESPN was going to jump on it, because they've always been mainly the bigger sports, but wrestling definitely has been.
Sports, yeah.
Yep. Wrestling, and Dana White's been killing it with the UFC, and he's it makes sense why they're taking that on, because they see it coming up big. But Tim, what is your opinion on this?
So my opinion, you bring that up about what it's going to cost, because we'll get into ESPN, because ESPN not only got that deal with WB this week, but they also signed a big deal with the NFL to take over Red Zone and everything else. So they're just throwing money out at the wall right now.
And that's $80 a month to have Red Zone. And that's what I'm going to get, because I like being able to watch all the games.
Yeah.
$80 a month
for the Red Zone. Yep.
Yeah.
Because you get every single NFL game every Sunday. You can watch literally 4 on the screen.
But you can get YouTube TV for around the same price.
But usually when you get YouTube TV, they throw in NFL Red Zone and Sunday ticket.
Right.
It's like an additional $20 or something. So it's worth it to do that route. But sorry, Tim, for cutting you off, but go ahead.
Yeah,
it's all good. By the way, Chad, I totally agree with you there. Like, it's almost time to bring back cable and satellite, because the streaming shit's getting out of fucking control.
Yep.
Way out of control.
But yeah, Eric brought up the price. I was reading this thing the other day, and they said to catch all of WWE's events this year, it's going to cost you about $1,038 for the year. Because between Peacock, Netflix, and for now ESPN, you're going to be spending over $1,000 for the year to be able to catch all of the events. I'm at the point right now, which is probably different than how Jason feels, because Jason also hosts the Fatal 4-Way here on the PFC Entertainment Network. You're kind of stuck actually having to pay this so you can keep track of all the new or everything that's going on and watch these events. I'm pissed, because I refuse to do it. I'm not getting ESPN. I will not watch Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, any of that shit. Like, I'm fucking done. Like, I've already pay a couple $100 a month for a bunch of different streaming of things. And like, I'm adding another $100 on here for Fubo here pretty soon for the football season, which I only run for 6 months, but it's getting fucking outrageous. It's becoming more expensive than cable. Good point by Chad right there, because cable was so much fucking cheaper. I'd rather just pay what it used to be $50 a month to rent or $50 per pay-per-view to rent the pay-per-views you actually wanted to watch, instead of having to pay fucking $30 a month to be able to watch. Because I don't even watch all the pay-per-views for wrestling. I watch the big 4. You know what I mean? Like, that's the ones that I watch, and every year we get excited about it. You're taking it off Peacock, which was $8.99 a month, which is beautiful. You know what I mean? I pay $8.99 a month for Peacock. Like, you cannot beat that. And now you're going to put it on ESPN that wants $30 a month and think that people are going to follow. WWE doesn't give a shit. They're getting paid either way. Either way, they're getting their money. They got their money. It was a huge deal. They don't care how many people watch. They got their money. ESPN's the one who has to eat it if they don't get the views. So at the end of the day, to me, this is WWE saying, fuck the fans. We're taking the money.
That is my biggest thing, Tim. And because when my Peacock and my Netflix, I upgraded my subscription. I am on the premium tier because I don't want to watch a Snickers ad in the middle of a pay-per-view, so I'm going to pay that extra money to get commercial free. The fact that as a wrestling fan, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on the wrestling front because we are going to break this down by numbers this Friday on the Fatal 4-Way, which is going to be done here on Riverside and Facebook, because we're not able to be at Owen TV this week, but we are still doing the episode. This is our main topic, because I'll go ahead and say this, and I know this is going to ruffle feathers. If Vince McMahon was running shit now, this would not be a thing. Say what you want about Vince McMahon. He still had his finger on the pulse as far as fan interaction. Nick Khan, who is now president of WWE, this is all his doing. This is 100% his doing. And you are starting to alienate the fan base that made this company a billion-dollar organization. And there's a lot of people who are going to sign up for ESPN. And you're right, I'm going to be one of them. I have no choice, because I don't want to miss Royal Rumble. I don't want to miss WrestleMania or SummerSlam or the Survivor Series. This is part of who and what the fuck I am. But I also don't feel like I need to be charged an arm and a leg to make sure I stay up with the content. We talked a year ago, Tim, about these streaming platforms versus your traditional cable and satellite providers. And the whole streaming thing was put in place to eliminate cable, eliminate satellite. But Jesus Christ, man, like, you are, and you said it, to pay $1,000 a year to be able to watch professional wrestling is fucking insane. And this is just where the whole thing is headed. But if you keep thinking that your fans are just going to willy-dilly follow this model, yes, some will, but a lot won't. So the trickle-down effect is, when you go to a live event, you're going to wind up paying more. Monday Night Raw tickets in Detroit a few weeks ago, Samantha and I paid like $200 to sit at the very top of Little Caesars Arena. Ringside was $2,000 fucking dollars
for Raw.
What are we doing right now?
Yeah,
you are overpricing your fan base, and eventually they're going to tap out, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, because the fan base isn't like, I get it's TKO. I blame it all on TKO, to be honest.
100%.
Since they took it over, it's a money thing. Eventually, they're gonna stop being profitable through all this, and they're gonna sell the fucking thing again. And it might be the death of WWE in the long run. You know what I mean? It's these are the moves that fuck over your people. But at the end of the day, WWE doesn't give a shit. You know what I mean? They got paid. You know, like, they'll make another TV deal once ESPN drops them to put their things. Shit, they'll probably go back to a fucking Peacock. Who knows? You know, it was just, as long as they're getting paid, they really don't give a shit. They got paid by Netflix. That was another $1 billion deal, or multi-billion dollar deal. You know what I mean? They're making so much fucking money right now, and the prices of their tickets. If they're getting paid all this for their fucking events already, why are the ticket prices going way up? The fucking reason why is because people are still buying tickets. Yep, that's right there. Chad, you just called it. People just keep buying tickets. It's the same thing with the NFL. Go to a fucking Lions game right now. They keep raising the prices because people keep buying the tickets, and the team's successful. So why wouldn't they raise the prices?
Yeah, because they're winning.
Yeah.
That's why. Because if you look back at tickets in 2008, when they went 0-16, bet you could have went to a Lions game, enjoyed food and a couple beers for probably under $300.
It's the same thing with the Tigers.
Now you're dropping $350 just on the nosebleeds tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Tigers.
We went a couple of years ago and sat third base line 3 rows back. It was $60 a piece.
Yep. And now
they were trying to get us to buy fucking season tickets for a huge discounted rate.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden now those tickets are a couple $100 a piece or a few $100 a piece.
Because they know people will go. No matter what, at the end of the day, if your team is doing good, people will buy the tickets because they want to go.
I mean, and granted, that's how they pay their players. So if you want better players, you want shit like that, the teams need to make more money. That's the shit that they do.
Not true, because there's a cap. There's not a cap on NBA, there's not a cap on MLB, but there's a cap in the NFL and the NHL. You can, doesn't matter how much money you make.
Yeah, but if you're not even reaching that cap in profits, your team's not profitable. You're not going to pay the players.
If you're good, you're reaching that. You're reaching it just by the year of your selling tickets, not all the merch, not everything else.
But anyways, so yeah, WB fucked up. In my opinion, just fucked up. I'm done with it. I'll catch Raw occasionally, and I'll watch all the cool clips from the fucking Rumble on TikTok because they show all of it.
That is true.
And actually, you can get a VPN. I don't even want to tell you. If anybody wants to know how to get around all this, just get a hold of me privately, because there is ways to get around all this and not have to pay that $30 a fucking month.
But it's fucking ignorant that we even have to go that route. That we have to go all hush hush about it. But there is a way to go around it, yes. But the fact that we even have to consider that tells me all I need to know what the upper management of this umbrella is putting on its fan base. It is a TKO thing, because if Paul Levesque had full reign of this, I don't think this would be a thing.
No,
not
at all. Now
but it's a Nick Khan thing.
Yeah,
it's a conglomerate, because TKO, for those who are not in the loop, and there are some who don't understand this, so allow me to explain. TKO is the merger between the UFC and WWE. That is the conglomerate that owns these two properties. Dana White, that Eric mentioned, is killing it in terms of expanding the footprint of UFC, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about them here in just a second.
Yep.
But he is an influencer in this. The thing that pisses me off, guys, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is on the board of directors for TKO. He is a WWE guy, but he is a part of this. He helped manufacture this deal with ESPN, and it makes me, as a fan, start to question what his intentions are for the company. I'll go ahead and say this. The company that made him a household name, he is one of the fuckers with the shovel that is burying the company that made him who the fuck he is. And I'm having a real hard problem with this as a loyal, lifelong fan of this business. He is doing nobody any good here. All they give a shit about, and you said it right at the top of this conversation, it's all about the green. That's all they care about. That's all they care about. And that sucks, because you're right. WWE is on borrowed fucking time.
Dave just commented. He said, I said for $60, I used to be able to buy Lions tickets, a beer, and a hot dog, and a hooker. So
you almost got me spilling my beer there, Dave. You almost got me.
Anyway, so in the same sense, we'll get back to TKO in a minute, because that wasn't their only big deal this week. But the NFL also signed a big deal with ESPN to take over Red Zone and everything else, and that one makes sense. You know what I mean? It's not going to stop you from being able to watch, regular NFL games on any of these other local markets and shit like that, and the teams that you follow. But they took over Red Zone, which was a big thing. That was a pretty big deal. That one makes sense to me. I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time on that one, because that's the one that makes the most fucking sense. But the one I am most excited about is the UFC making the deal with Paramount and CBS.
That is I'm excited for that one too.
Because now the sports reel, once this goes active, is going to be covering a lot more UFC, because Paramount Plus is pretty fucking cheap. I already have it, and we can start covering a lot of the fucking Chad said a $2 hooker. I don't know what you get for $2. Maybe back then $2 was a lot of money back in Dave's day.
Yeah.
Like,
not nowadays.
yeah, not now.
They might blow on you.
But back when, back in the 60s, that was a lot of money, Chad. But sorry, Dave. I love you, brother. Yeah, I'm excited about this UFC deal. So yeah, they took one direction where they fucked the fans. TKO did, and they said you're gonna have to pay $30 extra a month, and then they move, which could be argued as a more lucrative business in UFC, to the more easily accessible, streaming service that's a lot cheaper to be able to watch all the UFC events on. What the fuck are they doing with swapping that? We can eat a bunch of steaky baby diaper poop. Fucking Dave. Yeah. So in the same sense, they fucked the WWE fans. I get it. But then they threw us a bone with the UFC, which I'm excited about that thing. Did you get a chance to look into any bit of that deal? I know you said you were going to look into it when I sent out the
yeah, I did. And listen, if I was a consistent UFC fan, I'm 100% on board with this because it puts their product on a more available platform where you don't have to go through the traditional pay-per-view model or pay an additional $80 to watch one of their pay-per-view events. Then that's why I said initially this deal with UFC and with WWE eliminates what was the traditional pay-per-view model. If I'm a UFC fan, I'm ecstatic. I don't have Paramount Plus. If I could be, I think Sam does, but I do not. But I'm also not a big enough fan to subscribe to Paramount Plus just to catch UFC events. But I understand and I appreciate what they are. I appreciate their fan base. I do. I mean, I've watched a couple of pay-per-view events because I was interested. They were able to promote a fight where I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I'll be honest, a lot of them had Brock Lesnar in it. As a WWE fan, obviously I wanted to see what the hell he was going to do. CM Punk was another one.
You already knew it. You already knew what he was going to be like in the UFC. He was going to hold you down and beat the shit out of you like he did to Frank Mir the second time because he slipped up the first time and got in that leg lock and he knew it. He knew he could have beat him, but he went against his submission expert and lost. But the second time he knew what he was going to do. He held him down and beat the shit out of him. But I see why, because I tuned into both of those too, because I wanted to see what Brock Lesnar could do 100%. And I also tuned into Kimbo Slice because I wanted to see what he could do.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. But yeah.
I bought all the Brock Lesnar ones. I bought a couple of the Kimbo Slice, and I bought the travesty of the CM Punk UFC events that he just got manhandled, which probably hurt professional wrestling more than anything because he went out there and just got fucking destroyed by some jobbers. Yeah. Like he should have. I got fuck.
See, I bought some.
And I like CM Punk. I think he's a great worker. I mean, the moniker best in the world. He's not the best in the world, but he is one of the better on the mic, and his talent's really good. And since he's been back rolling every week, he's kind of getting back into form of what he used to be. And he's looking really good, but he should have never went to UFC. That kind of killed him.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely bought some before some of the wrestlers went in there. Like I watched a couple of BJ Penns. I watched Frank Mir. I liked him a lot. GSP, the Anderson Silva Frank Griffin fight. I bought that one. I bought quite a few before the wrestlers start getting into it. Rampage and Chuck Liddell, Tito's and Chuck Liddell. Great
Chuck Liddell was legendary for a while.
Oh yeah, he brought him Rampage, BJ Penn. They started making it what it was.
You got to highlight Dave's latest comment there.
Oh gosh,
yes sir. Hang on. The $2 hookers.
The $2 hookers were at Bisco's.
Yeah.
Oh,
but they were missing a leg or had a leathery skin. Bisco's was like a Big Lot strip club.
Yeah, I heard a lot of stories about that. I heard a lot of stories about that place.
There's a reason they're not open anymore, Dave.
Oh, Jesus.
But the biggest thing I'm curious about in the UFC is that there's going to be a UFC fight at the White House next year.
Yes, there is for the birthday party for the U.S. there on next year, celebrating the 250th birthday of the U.S. They're going to have UFC at the White House on the lawn.
It makes sense because Trump is such a UFC supporter, so it doesn't surprise me that much, but it definitely threw me for a loop.
Yeah, you never expect that you see a UFC
No.
event on the lawn of the fucking White House.
No.
But we're going to be able to catch it on Paramount Plus next year. So I'm
Exactly.
excited about that. So UFC parties at my house, 'cause I got Paramount Plus.
And $2 hookers.
Okay, Tim. Here's the thing, brother. You host the UFC parties.
And you host the
I'll
WWE.
host the WWE.
Rock on.
Premium live
We're
events.
golden then. We can still cover it all. Because I like to talk about the fucking premium events on this show because they're the only ones that I really pay attention to and watch. And you know what's funny about all this? We bring this all up and we've been talking about like probably 3 months ago about how it was rumored that UFC was going to leave ESPN and go to Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, UFC left
Netflix.
ESPN, went to Paramount, but then TKO signed WWE with ESPN, so ESPN really didn't lose out. They swapped one for the other. So it's not like UFC even got away from fucking ESPN. The TKO still fucking locked up with
Yeah, they knew what they were
ESPN.
doing. They're going to make
Yeah.
a deal with one of them. They knew what they were doing. But,
I think the money making one that was a big deal. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I think it was like 7.7 billion for the UFC thing because UFC is huge all around the world.
The
Dave
thing
said
of it
when hold on,
with
Dave,
UFC is, for me as a casual observer, they don't have that marquee star at this point. At least
No.
in my view, there's nothing that they have promoted in the last year and a half, 2 years even, where I'm like, I'm interested in it. I don't know why I'm interested, but I am. But WWE, and I know part of it is my bias because I'm so entrenched with the entire business, and I have my whole life. But I go out of my way to ask casual fans, does this interest you? There are people who will tune into WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania. They don't
Correct.
know who the guys are, but they know it's WrestleMania.
same thing with Royal Rumble.
UFC isn't on that level. So I feel like the whole ESPN deal, they actually come out ahead with allowing UFC out of that deal or not renewing the deal, sending them to Paramount, and then bringing the premium live events to their platform. So I don't know. It's the promotion of it is so night and day from my view. But again, if you have Paramount Plus, UFC has this very unique opportunity to draw new people. They need new stars, man. They need that larger than life persona or fighter or whoever that's going to draw people to their product. I just haven't seen that yet. Is there anybody?
Sorry,
Go ahead,
they're looking because they've Ronda Rousey's out.
Right.
John Jones is out.
Well,
Connor's
hold on.
out.
When you say that, John Jones and Connor have both dipped back into the testing pool because both of them want to fight.
I know they both want. I know they both want to fight. But
That's going to be that
But
one.
there's been rumors of John Jones wanting to fight again, and I'll see it when I believe it. He is honestly, I would say, the best fighter there. He's never lost. He's won 2 titles. He went up to heavyweight and just started beating the shit out of everyone. He's like, this is too easy for me. And then Connor fought Khabib and got his ass kicked, and then he fought Poirier and broke his leg, and he's still, he's living. He's made all his money. That's there's no one. They're looking for that next big star, and right now you're right, Jason. There's no one there to attract them.
No.
All of them are taking a break or recovering from injuries or why would you go back and go into a cage and beat the fuck out of someone or get your ass beat when you already made all your money?
It's not that they don't have stars right now because they have stars, but you don't have anybody who
don't have no big names.
And the thing that makes the big name. Some of these guys are big names.
Yeah,
but
they are.
They don't have the the charisma of a Conor McGregor.
Yeah, you don't have Conor McGregor throwing a dolly at the bus at Khabib. You don't have anyone crazy like that really making headlines. Be like, man, I want to watch that guy fight.
Yeah, that's what they need. Is they need somebody who's not scared to talk on that mic and they could talk shit.
Yeah,
because those are the people who build stars. Conor McGregor, like, I feel like they've already somewhat done that, Dave.
WrestleMania 2.
Yeah, but yeah, you need somebody who can step up, who's good on a mic, and that's And granted, that's the
Publicity.
one thing that like I give CM credit for, because he was able to build up his fights with UFC, even though he got his ass kicked. He's good on a mic and he's not scared to talk. He could build up those fights, and he built them up bigger than what they fucking should have been, because he got his ass handed to him by some fucking jobbers out there. But they need those. They need a Brock Lesnar back in there, but he's fucking 48 years old now. You know what I mean? And they need the John Jones. I have a feeling there's going to be a big turnaround with this White House fight, because a lot of these bigger names, they got back into the testing pool. They want to fight at the White House. This is going to be the biggest event in UFC history, to be able to say it's on the lawn of the fucking White House, and you're going to have a lot of big names who want to fight in that. That's going to be huge for UFC.
I'll say it right now. That's when John Jones comes back.
He already said he wants to fight.
I'm saying it's going to be that. Connor's going to be. They're going to throw all the big names for that to get UFC. Not all like back on the map, but to really boost it to the next level.
It's going to take Connor about 4 or 5 months to get off the sauce before he can really get back in the testing pool. If we watched him in Roadhouse, that fucker got all sauced up. Like, he was sauced to the gills for fucking the movie Roadhouse, and he's been big, but he can get back.
The reboot of Roadhouse?
Yeah, I loved it. I don't care what you say. Yes, I loved it. I know, Jason.
He is disappointed.
It was
in you
fucking
right now. He
awesome.
Is disappointed in you.
I like the original too. The reboot was great. I loved it. You could have that sad look on your face all you want to. You could think I have shitty taste in movies. I mean, we talked about this with Days of Thunder when I said I fucking love Days of Thunder. Days of Thunder is a fucking classic. I know you don't like Tom Cruise. I don't necessarily like Tom Cruise either.
You and your shitty fucking movies you taste got fucking Jason to walk away. So on that note, let's talk about them fucking Tigers. Let's
get off this, because
you two are getting too emotional with all this shit. Let's talk about them Tigers.
Days of Thunder is a fucking classic, Jason. I don't care what you say. The remake of Roadhouse was fucking phenomenal.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna change it up right now. I know we're not talking about football yet, but it is 2,082 days since Ohio State has beat Michigan. I just want to throw it out there again because I got Michigan on. So fuck OSU.
Listen, I can't tune into a WWE show without somebody having a sign in the crowd that says that, which I really
exactly. That's exactly 2,082 days, and it's going to continue this year. But let's hear about them Tigers, Jason. Let's hear about them eating them up Tigers.
Dave brought up. He said Days of Thunder and Wham are all his favorites.
Dave, no one gives a shit about your opinion right now.
Damn it!
Stop it! Talk about
the Close to the Heart podcast on Saturday. That's why, or the 80s show. He tuned into on this day and he saw that shit unfold. And if you haven't, it's on our TikTok. You should go check that. Fuck Wham. Fuck. No, Dave. Listen, I've always been
get on the Tigers.
Okay.
Where's Jim?
Fuck Dave. Get on the Tigers.
Have you talked to Jim while you're looking this up? What is Jim doing?
He's not dead. That's all that matters.
I know he's not dead because he keeps posting the bag of dicks.
Okay, we need to get some of those for you because your shitty movie taste. But let's hear about them Tigers.
He is. He's going through it right now, and he actually wants to record an episode of Tea Time this week. So I don't know what he's doing on Tuesdays, but be that as it may, the Tigers right now are the 4th best team in Major League Baseball, behind the Brewers, the Phillies, the Blue Jays. They are still 6.5 games above the Cleveland Indians.
I'm going to respond to that.
The Guardians in the AL Central. And they're staying. They need to get on a roll, a consistent roll. That for whatever reason, that is not happening. In the last 10 games, they have been 5-5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But
they won 9 of the last 14.
This is true.
Yes.
This is true.
And that's good. That's good, but it's still not what you were doing before the All-Star break, and you need to get back on top of it because the end of the season's coming quick, and I don't think you're going to last if the way you're playing. You're going to go somewhere, and I think, if it's a 3-game series, you're getting swept easily.
Eric, I have to agree with you, brother.
If you go somewhere, they're gonna steal one here in Detroit, and you're gonna go and you're gonna get swept, and then you're gonna be out first round, and then it's gonna be like, yeah, that great start of the season was all for nothing. Granted, it wasn't for nothing, but it's like you need to get back on the track of that. You need to get back on to that ball playing you guys were doing at the beginning of the season. Defense was great, offense was great. You guys were hitting in all cylinders everywhere, and the all-star break slowed you down. And this is the time you figure it out and get onto it, because you already have 60 some odd wins. You're almost at 70. You're going to make the playoffs if you keep playing the mediocre ball you're playing, but you need to get to that elite level again at the beginning of the season, or you're just going to be out first round.
A lot of the Tigers' success in terms of their standing in the American League isn't necessarily what they're doing on the field. It's what everybody else isn't doing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting favors along the way. You're not going to be able to rely on that once we get into the playoffs.
Nope.
You're just not. And this is why I have, like, I'm not panicking, but I'm concerned for that very reason, Eric, that you just said. If they were to go into a best of 5 in the divisional series, they're out. They don't have a chance.
Yeah, you're gonna get swept in 3 games.
Yeah,
you're being done.
I don't know what the hell is missing right now, but AJ Hinch needs to grab this team, and they need to get on one page, because they're not. They're not on the same page right now. Anybody who's watching them or listening to them, Dan Dickerson is he's not coming right out and saying it, but he's alluding to it. And when you have a guy like Dan Dickerson who's alluding to that kind of shit, that is a testament to what is really happening in that clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
What is the deal? Here's the thing, and I said this last season, we have a lot of young players. A lot of players who are in this position for the very first time, and they don't know how to fucking handle it.
Because back in 06 and 12, you had veteran players. You had veteran players that knew how to, okay, we need to turn this around. We need to play ball and have fun. And it turned it around. And then like you said, we got a lot of young players that are like, we don't know what to do. They're standing there with their hands in their pockets, not knowing what to do. And that's what they need to figure out. And, like you said, the manager needs to pull them aside and be like, hey, it's now or never, because we'll make it there, but we'll go on a best of 5 and we'll lose in 3 and we're done. And Tim, fuck you, by the way. Seen that comment? Fuck you.
This is why I said we need to bring in a veteran, an established veteran, to keep this team accountable.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they have this mentality of, well, the league is against us because we're Detroit. Okay,
everyone's against Detroit. Everyone's against Detroit. It's Detroit versus everybody. You need a player like just throwing this back, just who will take charge, like Isaiah Thomas, that went in there when he started and just started cussing all the players out because he wanted to fucking win.
Right.
You had one of your best starts in the history of this franchise. You guys are shit in the bed now. Pull your heads out of your fucking ass. You guys play baseball for a living. You have one of the best jobs in the world out of all the jobs in the world, and all you gotta do is play fucking baseball. I get there might be pressure, but that's not pressure.
Does this make you wonder if, like, maybe Miggy should have hung around for another year?
100%. They should have kept Miggy.
Like, even if they only played him every 4 days.
No. I didn't say. I don't mean playing him. I mean helping out.
Well, he's part of the team still. He's got an office position now, but keep him on the roster for every fucking 4 games, so he can get in these guys' faces and scream at them in Spanish. None of them understand it, but. Just the intimidation coming from fucking Miguel Cabrera could kick him into shape. You know what I mean?
That's a fine line.
An active member of the roster to do that.
No.
Even in an office job setting, there's nothing that says he can't make his way to the ballpark to on the field or in the locker room and start. I mean, if you guys start slamming shit to get people's attention, like Miguel. He is royalty in baseball at this point. You don't even have to be a Tigers fan to acknowledge
he's
that.
A Tigers great, though.
Yeah, absolutely he is. He is up there with the Al Kaline and all of them. He is on that level. If he is in a front office position right now, you need to tap into him, bring him into the clubhouse, and put the fear of God into these people. Look, we got this far with the roster that I had around me, Verlander and Fielder and like the whole 9 yards in 2012.
Yep.
We got to this level, but we didn't because of this and or the other thing. Now here you guys are, as young as you are, doing what you're doing. What the fuck are you waiting for? Why are you so wrapped up in your own hype that you forget how to play baseball on a fundamental level? Get your shit together. It has to be. If you want to win, and it's going to take something like that to get these guys in line, because for whatever reason, AJ Hinch is not resonating this way. I don't know why. I'm not in the clubhouse, but something has to put the fear of God into these guys if they actually want to make a run for the ALCS and hopefully for the World Series as the American League pennant winners, in my opinion.
I think, what would have been good is you bring Verlander back, and then he could have brought that veteran presence to him. It's like, hey, I was here in 06, I was here in 12, and we never brought that home to Detroit. And the great fans of Detroit deserve it. We have a chance to do it now.
Chad made a good point there. Yeah.
I'm bringing it up.
Yep. That's a damn good point right there, Chad.
That is true. You're not wrong, Chad.
Like a lot of people understand, yes, the Tigers are still in the middle of a rebuild, and we had a little success last year in the start of a season. The start of the season was successful.
But are you in a rebuild?
Oh, 100% they're in a rebuild. They fucking sold out. The team, the first sign that you're in a rebuild is when the team's that fucking young and you don't have too many actual established veterans. We got Javi Baez. That's what we got, which Jim shit on for about 3 years. And then he started singing his praises this year. Miss Jim. I wish I could just Jim, where are you? We miss you here on the show. Please come back. But yeah, we're still in the middle of a rebuild. We still have a strong. That's the one thing about the Tigers. Tigers have always had a very strong farm system. Yeah. For years and years and years. The problem in the past was the roster was so good back in 2012, stuff like that. We got rid of a lot of those farm system pieces to bring in like the Prince Fielders and shit like that. You know what I mean?
JD
like,
Martinez.
Bring in some of those bigger names when we could have probably used some youth at the same time. I agree with you on that one. And we let a lot of people walk for no reason. We brought that up on the show before where we let people walk and then they turned into superstars for other teams. JD Martinez. Big point. I think Jim brought that up before, how he became a superstar after he left here. We had that habit in the past, but do I think we have a team right now that could win it all? Yes. When they're hot, they're hot. It's just getting hot at the right time. And my mentality, if we could get hot towards the end of the season like we did last year, they can be unstoppable. We've added some pieces at the trade deadline. Was it a big splash? No, not even close. Like it wasn't the direction I thought it was going. I mean, there was still that small part of me that was hoping that we'd bring Verlander back, not as a starter, but maybe as a bullpen piece. But, money-wise, does that make any sense? I don't know. But that would have been an awesome veteran piece to have. Yeah, presence in the locker room.
He's a Tiger great. Just because he left doesn't mean he's not a Tiger great. And that would have been definitely a good one to get in there. But, yeah, I guess I agree with you. We are in a rebuild still, but AJ needs to figure something out. And like he said, they're going on the long term. They want to build talent. So it make us having this great success right away, but it took us away from that. But like you said, once they're hot, they're hot. They're one of the hardest teams to beat in baseball. They just have to get back to that at the right time, and the time's now, because it's going to matter the most coming up.
Yeah, and stay healthy.
Let me show you this real quick. Let me share this screen. I just to put this is just for the month of August.
Mm-hmm.
Loss against the Phillies, win against the Phillies, loss against the Phillies, win against the Twins, loss, win. There's no consistency here. And now we're coming into this week. They beat the White Sox yesterday on Monday. Which
shouldn't be hard to fucking do. They're the second worst team in baseball.
Right.
Well, aren't they playing right now? Aren't they playing right now?
They're in a weather
Okay, so
play
it's
right
probably
now.
storming down in Detroit. Okay, or
Yes.
Chicago, wherever the hell
in
they're
Chicago.
at. Okay,
But the White Sox have had the Tigers' number this year.
They always do.
are the worst team in baseball.
It's any
Them in
Chicago
Colorado.
fucking team that has Detroit's number.
And then you got the Twins on the horizon. Then they have the Astros, and then again against the Kansas City Royals. Like, they have all of this opportunity to really put some distance in the AL Central, but they shit the bed against the White Sox. They struggle against the Minnesota Twins, and Kansas City is a toss-up. They usually split that series, but in the middle of this shit is the Houston Astros, who may not be the same powerhouse in the American League that they once were, but they're still dangerous. Make
Okay,
no
but
mistake
then
about it.
what about the Indians / Guardians? They're second in the division, and they usually get hot towards the end, and they might sneak up and just take it from the Tigers. That would not surprise me. It would not.
And that's my.
Would it
whole
disappoint
point
me?
with all of it.
100%. And would it disappoint me? Yes. It would not surprise me though.
No, you can't be surprised. Just like I can't be surprised if the Royals come out of nowhere and they play the role of spoiler, because they really have nothing to lose at this point.
No, they're dream ruiners, and that's what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what really threw me off was the shitty taste in Tim's movies. That really threw me the fuck off.
Shut up about my fucking movies, man.
Well, let's get into this.
Days of Thunder was fucking amazing.
Yeah, fuck Days of Thunder. You're a bitch. Let's get into the NFL because we have a lot to talk about. The first week of preseason, and
first official week of preseason.
First official week,
because we've already done this once.
Yes,
for the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, but
this was
the Hall of Fame game. That's different. This is every team's played. Every team's seen some of their rookies play, and there's a lot to talk about. I keep seeing more and more injuries popping up. Like the last one I seen before we hopped on was the Saints center is out the whole season. So you gotta get surgery.
I know the Phillies lost one of their starting linemen too.
Yep,
going to be out for quite a while. I think
Tyrod Taylor's getting surgery. Hopefully he'll be back before or after preseason ends. And
yeah, but he's Jets though. Isn't it? Yeah, he's Jets.
Yeah, he's Jets.
And isn't fucking Fields going to get that starting spot anyways? I've always liked Justin Fields.
Fields went to OSU. There's no OSU quarterback that has done anything in the NFL. He's done.
Well, he's going to change
best.
that
His best was at Chicago.
Yeah, he did.
And the only quarterback that from OSU has done something is CJ Stroud, because he's with the Texans. So I will say that I will take that back. Right now, he's still doing good.
One of the things, as far as injuries go, the one headline that kept popping up that I kept seeing, Rondale Moore suffered another season-ending injury for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
And it makes you wonder, man, is this dude NFL ready? Because this is the second major injury that this kid's had. So
I see what you're saying, but also something about not about injuries, but Jordan Anderson of the Minnesota Vikings is suspended for the first 3 games of the regular season. Is he NFL ready? You're getting suspended the first 3 games, just like Williams did last year. Like, come on, guys. You are literally in the NFL making millions of dollars, and whatever you're doing, you're getting suspended. Pull your head out of your ass. You have NFL money's not forever, so you need to make it count.
A lot of these kids don't think that way, though.
Well, no, not nowadays, because you're getting fucking paid in college.
Well, you bring up, the Moore thing. We have the same thing going on here in Detroit with Rakestraw. He's hurt again, season injury, out for the year. I mean, we drafted him back in 24, and he hasn't really played for us yet.
2 seasons.
2 seasons he's been hurt. Like, at what point do you go, this kid's not going to fucking make it either?
Over. His career's over. You got drafted 2 years ago, and you haven't been able to play.
But Detroit has the habit of hanging on to these fucking guys.
I get rid of them.
That's fucking whole. But yeah, they have the habit of hanging on to these guys for way too fucking long.
Don't get me wrong. He was great in Missouri. He was a physical corner and everything, but if you're that injury prone, you can't even get on the field.
He played 1 series in that preseason game, and he was fucking out.
Yep, get him out of here.
Done.
Get him out of here.
Like, we're not super deep at that position, but we're deep enough to where we can handle the fucking just
Yeah.
Stop wasting money on that so we can get somebody in here who's not injury prone.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to need. And, even if we do cut him, who's going to pick up a corner that hasn't even played a down really in the NFL or multiple and see if he still got it?
Now, here's my question, because I watched a lot of games this past week, and I noticed I watched the Chiefs game, which they lost. But
of course,
they actually ran first team out there on the first series, and first team ran down the field and put a touchdown on the board probably within fucking minutes. Like it was crazy. Patrick Mahomes on fire. You know what I mean? Like
Joe Burrow dropped an 80-yard bomb to Jamar Chase.
Joe Burrow's a bitch.
It's better than fucking Mahomo.
He's a bitch.
John Gruden said he is the best quarterback in the NFL, and I believe
John Gruden can't even get a fucking job in the NFL, so I don't want to.
Why would he want one? He has a Super Bowl ring. Do you have a Super Bowl ring, Tim? No, you don't. But he does.
But I can buy one.
Sell your house to buy one.
Speaking of John Gruden, I just saw last night when I was at work on break, the courts have sided with John Gruden.
Yep, and I think that's fucking awesome. So he can get a job back in the NFL.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Do you know where he's going to go?
Las Vegas Raiders are fucked right now. They are so fucked from that perspective. That is the last thing they needed to happen. So, look, John Gruden, you can't argue his success.
Fuck no,
I appreciate him. I wondered initially what the hell was going on with these leaked emails and all this stuff, but I generally like this guy.
Oh yeah, dude. Whenever he starts talking, I love hearing him talk about everything.
Yes. Yeah.
That Tampa back in 2002, one of the best defenses ever.
So he is. I'm sorry to go off on the sidebar, but you mentioned his name, and it made
no, 100%. Because I shared that, and I seen that a couple days ago too, or probably yesterday, and then so just to switch a little bit, I seen Penei Sewell on an interview today talking about who he's impressed most as rookies, and he said Tesla. He said Tesla's got that grit where he just loves to block and everything. I'm like, that is what I like to hear. I'm like, I think he's gonna beat out Tim Patrick for spot number 3.
I honestly think he is too, because a lot of things are coming out right now, and he's been getting a lot of snaps.
He's so good.
Practice on the first team offense.
He's so good. Him and Jared Goff are going to get such a chemistry. That's just going to open up the deep ball for Williams. It's going to get St. Brown open. It's just going to be, or it's going to do the opposite. Tesla's going to have a one-on-one, and dude, he's what, 6'4"?
Yeah, he's
a tall guy. He's gonna go for those jump balls, and that's what's going to open it up. And then once coordinators like, oh, we got to double team him, St. Brown's gonna have a one-on-one, or either is Williams. And if you put Williams one-on-one, he's gonna beat the corner. We've watched it multiple times. He just runs right by him.
Yeah.
So pick your poison. Yeah. And then I heard a lot of they're throwing Jahmyr Gibbs the ball.
Yeah, he's going to be doing a lot of stuff out of the backfield. He's going to be running out of the slot a lot this year.
And everyone's worried about them. I'm like, just pick your poison, what you're going to guard, because you're not going to be able to guard everybody.
No.
You're going to give Jared Goff enough time, and then he's going to find out who has the weak.
Well, that's the thing that we have to worry about is time.
His line's going to hold up.
We haven't seen it yet, because we haven't seen any really first team fucking offense from the Lions in the preseason, which I always wonder, is that going to hurt them the first couple of games of the year as they get the swing of things, because they haven't got out there and got any reps in yet before the season starts, because so far it doesn't look like the Lions are going to run any first team.
They might like last week to get some chemistry in that offensive line, but they're going to go on Lambeau Field and smack the Packers around like usual.
Packers are kind of a little bit of a joke right now.
I would say I'd take the Packers serious over anyone else in the North. You're saying you would take Chicago and Minnesota more serious than them?
Chicago, I'm not intimidated by Chicago at all.
No, and then you got JJ McCarthy.
Minnesota.
I don't believe in JJ.
I know the whole JJ McCarthy thing, but there's something about Minnesota that's always going to have me on high alert.
Oh yeah, but they're always good. They always have a good defense, and they always have a solid offense, but they never get over that hump. That's why they lost 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I think,
but at least they've made it, unlike us.
Yeah. Tesla's going to make first team offense this year.
I think so too. I think he's going to be that that thorn in everyone's defense.
He's already getting first team reps in practice. He's looking great preseason games.
Come on, you got a kid that grew up in Michigan.
Well, yeah, he's
loved
a fan.
The Lions.
He showed. I was watching the whole thing because I've been watching. Me and AB been watching Inside of the Den, and when he came for his first team meeting, he showed up in a Lions jersey, like a customized Lions jersey with his name on the back. And they're like, "What the hell is this kid showing up in a Lions?" It's like, no, he's been a fan since he was a kid.
Yeah,
like he's had his own like fucking Tesla Lions jersey since he was 8 years old. You know what I mean? Like the kid's a huge fan, and he's a stud. And when they were first drafting him, they were talking about maybe he'd be a big year 2 impact, but it looks like he's going to end up being a big year 1 impact.
100%.
And watching his highlights from college, I don't know how he even made it to the 3rd round, to be honest.
Because he went to a smaller school.
He had 0 drops in college.
Mm-hmm.
He was 100% completion.
Well, that's like
2 balls thrown to him.
That's just
he didn't drop a single fucking ball, Jason or Eric.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like,
but that's
100%.
also like how did Josh Allen go under the radar? No D1 offers, no, and he sent videos to everyone. But so now look at him now, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he went to Wyoming to finish out his college career.
How the fuck did Mitch Trubisky get drafted before Patrick Mahomes?
Because the Bears are stupid. But
Exactly.
I just answered that fucking easily. Because I am happy that he did, because I do not want to fucking deal with Patrick Mahomes in the North, because that would have sucked ass.
They wouldn't have ran it right anyways.
Probably not. He definitely him getting Andy Reid was the perfect thing for Patrick Mahomes.
Chicago is a fucking train wreck until they fire their entire front office.
And then I seen that Kelsey had the interview with the Cleveland Browns, and he was telling them how he loved the city, he wanted to stay there and all that, and they passed on him.
Yeah.
In the 2013 draft. You had a Cleveland boy wanting to stay there and come to your team, the Cleveland Browns, and no, we're not going to draft you.
Well, Cleveland Browns is a train wreck too, just like Chicago, just
Myles
like
Garrett.
Fucking Tennessee, just like the Giants ever since Eli left. You know what I mean? Their days are numbered.
But they're going to retire Sanders jersey after throwing 2 touchdowns in the preseason.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're gonna put a statue up of him already. And honestly, I really hope he can turn that quarterback room around, because I would love to see him do good in Cleveland.
He looked good.
He did.
Shedeur Sanders looked good in his preseason game.
He read the keys right. He didn't force the ball. He definitely did everything right. And it made me, I'm happy for him, because he dropped so much. I really hope he can put everything together. And I think he's going to start week 1 of the regular season. I really do.
Here's the deal though.
He's got that Tom Brady number. So what's going to happen? Here's
the deal. You're pushing these guys that got out there against second team and third team of defenses. Yes. They're going to look a lot better than when they go up against first team defenses. You don't know what he's exactly going to look like once he gets out there against a fucking NFL like starting defense.
Hey,
like
he's made that 1%. He's in the NFL.
Look how many mistakes happen every week when we're sitting there watching like the Lions play these third team fucking offenses.
No, we're not talking about Hendon Hooker.
The offensive line. Hendon Hooker. I feel so. Hendon Hooker. I think we dropped the ball. We should have traded him. We should have traded him. He had a lot of trade value until he started playing this year, and he does not look good at all. I think we've lost a lot of value on him. I'm just trying to read Chad's comments there. He said he'd take him over Hooker right now. 100%, Chad. Yeah, like Hendon Hooker has not looked good. But granted, at the same time, it's hard to say what Hendon Hooker would look like against our first team offensive line.
It's also coming from Chad that doesn't know anything about football.
Chad knows a lot about football. He knows more about hockey. One day I gotta get him on here talking about hockey.
Chad, come on. You need to come on here for hockey season.
We need some wings coverage.
We need a hockey correspondent.
Well, I'm right here. I like hockey, so I'm gonna get on that. But Chad, why don't your bitch ass on here and talk about hockey with me? Yeah, I'm gonna call him out. I know him. Played him in fantasy, never met him, and then I finally met him.
He probably beat you in fantasy too.
He probably did.
Fantasy football player I've ever met.
I'm pretty sure I beat you every week I played you when I did it. So
I think I won that year.
No, you didn't. You think you did. You just have a bad memory because your movies suck.
Jason, did you catch any of the preseason games this week?
Yes, Jason.
No, Tim, I did not. If I could, because I was in the middle of moving all weekend, so I didn't have a chance to watch one down.
Bet. Hell yeah, Chad. Bet.
I mean, you didn't miss a lot, like, because a lot of teams were like running first team offenses for one play. I mean, Lions haven't run first team anything out there yet, which I'm not against because
why would you?
Yeah, it's
Look, you know,
look at the injuries last year.
Exactly. Well, look at the injuries already now. People are already starting to get hurt. Granted, that Lions corner is okay now. He's, you know, he's back in the building and all that. But yeah, first real, you know, their second preseason game for them. Dude got a neck injury going to the hospital, and they just let the game run out.
I did.
Why would you start and play any of your starters when shit like that?
Oh, he wasn't a starter. He was an undrafted free agent.
Why would you? Yeah. If you would, you know, listen, you fucker.
I did
listen
see
here,
that
son.
on TikTok.
Yeah, they let the whole fourth quarter run out.
Yeah,
they were like, why? You know, honestly, I think it was smart for, you know, all of, you know, both teams to not do that and then pay respect to that guy. You know, we got cart in an ambulance, not carted off in an ambulance right to the hospital.
Right.
Yeah.
It was definitely a crazy injury situation, but it turns out that he's probably okay. I think he just got his bell rung pretty good.
But starting to, you know, twitch and all that, like a seizure starting stuff, that's serious. Like
sometimes that's a pretty hardcore knockout.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, 100% I agree with you, but it's like that you don't take that anything. You don't take anything lightly with that.
You're not taking chances there.
No. Can we pull up all the scores of the first week?
Stand by.
Yes, that we.
I'm going to sit by. I'm not going to stand, but I appreciate it.
I don't want to stand up either.
For real. I didn't even work there.
I was on my feet all day long. Working hard.
So was I. I had a 2-year-old want me to, you know, jump to songs in the living room and run around in the house. I'm like, okay, I'll enjoy this. I'll do it with you. Was I sore? Yes, but you know,
I know the Chiefs lost. Lions technically won, even though they
all that matters. Play. Chiefs lost.
The Chiefs fucking first team offense went out there and ran that field. If they were on the field all day long, they would have smoked them. That first team offense is looking good.
It's going to
be a tough beat this year.
And I know Kelsey does not want to go out last year as losing the Super Bowl. So I honestly think it's going to be his last hurrah.
I think so too. I think this is.
But he's going to want to win it before he goes out.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a good chance you're going to see Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
It's not. You're going to see Burrow in the Super Bowl again.
No, Burrow's a bitch.
No,
they don't have a fucking defense.
They didn't have a defense in 2020, but they made it because they beat, you know, Patrick Mahomes, because they can do that.
Yeah, they had a better defense than they have fucking now.
Okay, here are the results from last week's pregame schedule. Baltimore
preseason schedule
with a 24-16 win over Indianapolis. The Eagles beat the Cincinnati Bengals 34-27. Seattle and Las Vegas went to a 23-all tie. Detroit
that blew my mind.
Detroit over Atlanta 17-10. Cleveland over Carolina 30-10. New England over Washington 48-19. The Giants with a 34-25 win over Buffalo. Minnesota beat Houston 20-10. Pittsburgh with a 31-25 win over Jacksonville. The Rams over the Dallas Cowboys 31-21. Tampa Bay 29, Tennessee 7. Arizona with a 20-17 win over Kansas City.
Hell yeah, Arizona.
The Jets with a 30-10 win over Green Bay. The Denver Broncos with a 30-9 drubbing of the San Francisco 49ers. Miami and Chicago went to a 24-all tie.
Doesn't help.
The Chargers 27-13 winners over the Saints.
Okay. So I feel like a lot of it is feeling out the rookies, and I think you'll see, if anything, more starters this upcoming week, because you're going to want to play them now, and then you're going to want to sit. You know, last week before the regular season starts, you're not going to play any starters.
Right on.
That would be my opinion as a head coach. I would not do that.
Next up for the Lions is this Saturday at 1 p.m. against the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, it's going to be especially if they have to go against Tua.
All right,
Tua.
Tim,
what about Tua? He's garbage. He's injury prone.
He'll get
He's a great
concussion.
player, but he gets injured too quick. He's not.
The Miami ain't shit anymore, and that's why Tyreek wants out of there. He should have stayed with the fucking Chiefs.
He tried to stay with the Chiefs, but it didn't happen. Just like Sue wanted to stay with Detroit. We went over this.
Sue didn't want to stay with Detroit.
Yes, he did. Why would
we went over this? But if he really wanted to stay, he would have stayed.
And just like Tyreek really wanted to stay, he would have stayed too.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. I asked him how much, Jason. I'm waiting to see how much he's willing to pay for that because we're willing to take that into the show.
How much more equipment? I will dance all day to Baby Shark.
More money we can make, the more equipment we can buy.
Mm-hmm.
The better sound we can give you. Yay.
More opportunities, right?
I'll give you a number. If you're going to pay it, I'm dancing.
The Chiefs are playing the Seahawks this Friday as part of their preseason. Any other teams do you want me to just run down the
list? Let's just run down this week's schedule.
All right, Friday it is the Titans at the Falcons. Also Friday at 10 p.m. the Chiefs at Seattle. On Saturday 1 p.m. Miami at Detroit. 1 p.m. on Saturday Carolina at Houston. Green Bay at Indianapolis. New England at Minnesota. Cleveland at Philadelphia. San Francisco at Las Vegas. Baltimore at Dallas. The Chargers it's an all-in-one thing. Chargers at Rams. Rams have the home field advantage.
That's no home field. Pause. Chargers need to go back to San Diego. Period. Get the hell out 100%. Of LA. Go back to San Diego. San Diego has sounded that just was way better than the LA Chargers and Rams.
I think they're one of those teams that's going to end up becoming a European team here eventually.
No, go back to you had such a good fan base in San Diego. Go back to San Diego.
I get that, but I think they're going to go to the European.
No, don't.
Them and the Jaguars are going European eventually. They want to establish that. They've been building it up for years. They're going to establish that. Chargers are the easiest ones to move along with the Jaguars. No, both of them are going over there, and then they're going to start up a couple more teams over there, make their own division over there, and it's going to be crazy.
How will the Chargers be one of the easiest teams to move when they had a great fan base in San Diego?
Well, apparently not great enough. Otherwise, they would have stayed.
No, it just sounded like a better market in LA.
More money. It's all money, brother.
Exactly. But you had Phillip Rivers, LT. You had that great.
It's not the players. It's the fans that pay to get into the stadium.
All right. Go continue. Yeah. Jason pisses me the fuck off, but yeah.
But we've talked about this a million times with Oakland.
Go back to San Diego.
With the Raiders and with the Athletics. Like if the fans were there to pay the money, the teams would have stayed. And it sucks because Oakland has a rich history, just like the Chargers should have stayed there, but it's all about money.
He's trying to say the rest of the games.
Sorry.
Shut up.
The Jets will be playing the Giants at MetLife, of course. Both teams call that place home. Tampa Bay will be at Pittsburgh. Arizona will be in Denver. The Jaguars will be in New Orleans to play the Saints. The Bills will be in Chi-Town to play the Bears. And then Monday, Cincinnati Bengals will be traveling to Washington to play the Commanders.
That'd be a good game.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Do you think Jayden Daniels will be just as successful this year? Or you think he's going to, now that people have him on the radar after his first year, second year, he might take a little bit of a downslope because they know how talented of a quarterback he is?
I'll let Jason go first here.
I think they've got him pegged. I think it's going to be one of those things where he came out of nowhere last season, kind of took a lot of people off guard, took them by storm. He's been on a lot of people's radars, especially in Detroit. I feel like people are taking him a hell of a lot more serious coming into this season. That's not to say he can't rise above that, and that's not to say that Washington can't prepare him for this season, and knowing that he is now on a bigger radar for a lot of these other teams, especially in the NFC East. but I don't think we're going to see the same level of success for Washington this year that we saw last year, just because you take the surprise element out of it. That's my opinion.
I agree with you there, and I think it's going to be like a CJ Stroud situation. First year he comes out super hot, he takes everybody by surprise, makes a little playoff run there, and then teams get pegged onto him, and they weren't successful last year.
I was thinking more like a Dak Prescott.
But Dak Prescott is so up and down. Like 1 year,
but I was saying, like when he first came out, though, he was slinging the ball, he was doing great, and all that, and then all of a sudden, everyone figured out his game, and they pegged him.
Yeah,
I'm like, but I think CJ Stroud's more talented than him. But I hope it doesn't happen because I like Jaden Daniels. Although I said CJ Stroud, he got me with that name. It was in my head, so I said it. But I think Jaden Daniels is more talented than Dak Prescott. But I could see that happening too. Like Dak came out of nowhere to the league.
But Dak
made a great run there his first year with Elliott. And then they just, ever since then, they went downhill.
It's not even always down. If you look at Dak's history,
he also did break his leg.
He'll do 1 year where he's like top 5 quarterback in the league.
Yep.
The next year he's like 20th to 30th in the league.
Yeah, he's
the next year he's back to top 5 quarterback in the league. The next year he's back to 20th to 30th. The next year he's back to top 5 quarterback in the league. He's so fucking up and down and inconsistent. It's ridiculous. And some of it lands on injuries. Yes. But I think we're going to have with Jaden Daniels, I think it's going to be a CJ Stroud, repeat where people got him pegged now. Like definitely, they got the team pegged. They know what to look out for. They know what he can do, and they're going to start shutting it down. You're not going to see, if we have a healthy Detroit Lions team with a first team defense. I mean, right now, you look at Hutchinson. Right now, they had to make. I keep seeing all these rumors.
Hutchinson rule.
Yeah, they had to make the Hutchinson rule.
You continue the play, and you just let him he let him stop.
Yeah, he disrupts it so fast, and he gets to the quarterback that they have to be like, all right, just continue the play so you guys get some practice.
Well, yeah, because I will die on this hill. He would have beaten the sack record last year.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm calling this right now. I'm calling this right now on August 12th.
October, what the
August 12th. We are, 3 weeks away from the start of the season, or technically 3.5 weeks.
2.
No, it's September. There's September 7th. Okay,
yep,
we're 3.5 weeks, Eric.
I don't know. I don't know if it was October or August, because you said October. So
we're 3.5 weeks. Aiden Hutchinson will be the defensive player of the year this year.
I think he'll win comeback player of the year for sure.
I think he'll win both, but I think he will win defensive player of the year.
Okay.
And I think they're going to give the comeback player of the year to somebody else because he's going to win defensive players of the year. I'll call that now. I'm just calling it out. He is going to lead the NFL in sacks this year. He's going to be defensive player of the year. He's coming back with a vengeance, and he's going to fuck people up. And
I wouldn't say a vengeance. I would say he's just coming back for what he could have had last year. And I think
he's going to step up and fucking just murder people.
I'm hoping he has the same start to last year, because I would love to see him break Strahan's record. I would love to see it, but that's a very, very hard thing to do. That's 22.5 sacks. It's a lot of sacks you get in a year. And, granted,
he'll do it. He would have did it last year.
But there's more games now, so it's easier. Just like I don't want it to happen at all. I don't want anyone to break Calvin Johnson's record
just
for
like
a long
Saquon
time.
Barkley breaking that last year with the extra game.
Yep.
When he was trying to go for that last year.
But then he's like, no, you have to let the young guys play.
Yeah.
That shows me he has so much class. He's like, no, let the young guys play.
Well, and it's a contested record because you're talking 16 games compared to 17. I mean, you get that whole extra game to get that. So it's always,
you're not wrong.
Contested.
You're not wrong.
Jason, you got something to say? You look perturbed.
No, not at all. I'm not perturbed at all. Was just, listening to you guys, and other things were popping up at the same time. So, I mean, it's nothing to do with this. I had to at least look at it and see what I'm dealing with. I'm still keeping monitoring of the shit going on at work to see if I have to go in tonight. So if that's
hopefully you don't.
I apologize. That's
fingers crossed for you, Jason.
All right, guys, it is 7:54.
What's your point?
And I don't know, Jason. Like, I don't know how much longer you can go.
He literally said we might talk for 2 hours. What are you trying to interrupt football talk for?
I have a little bit of time.
Okay, then we can keep talking NFL here for
Yeah,
a
we
second.
can
How do you feel about?
We can do your Tim's 1 minute golf bullshit in 1 minute.
It's 10 minutes of golf. We're in the FedEx Cup playoffs, motherfucker.
That's when I'm gonna take my fucking pee break.
Jason, Aiden Hutchinson, Defensive Player of the Year. You think it could happen?
I think it could. I really do.
Well,
I don't think the NFL overall is. We here in Detroit obviously are more invested in Aiden Hutchinson because he's our guy.
It's a Michigan boy.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
I don't think the NFL, what we're fixing to see with this kid, in my opinion, just because we here locally have a lot closer ties. We have more access, quote unquote, to him in his recovery from everything than the national spotlight, the national commentators, right? Aiden Hutchinson is going to be one of the greatest success comeback stories in NFL history.
I believe that.
Based on the injury that he sustained last year and the amount of time that it took him to rebound, to come back, and to play at the level that I feel like he's going to come out of, nobody's ready for this. Nobody's ready for this. And not only is he going to be Defensive Player of the Year, he is going to be at bare minimum, it's Comeback Player of the Year. He's going
to win both. He's going to be the first player to win both.
Yes, he is. And that's
you might have to Google. You might have to Google that. That might have happened, but I feel like he can win both.
Well, let me go ahead and Google that.
I think he was on a strong track.
And then Jared Goff will win MVP because I'm not going to lie.
I'm waiting for him to win.
I keep seeing all these top 10 quarterbacks and Jared Goff's not on the list. I'm like, there is so much disrespect on this man's name. It pisses me off.
You know, the thing that pisses me off is so many people that I go online and start commenting on shit and they start talking about Detroit's going to take a step back this year because they switched coordinators. That, for fuck's sakes, the fucking Chiefs almost switch coordinators every other fucking year and they're still successful.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
For some reason, personally, I really hope Ben Johnson just fucking flops at Chicago.
Oh, shit's the bed. Him and Aaron Glenn.
Hope he. No. I hope Aaron Glenn does good in New York.
He's not gonna. It's fucking New York.
I'm hoping for Aaron Glenn. I'm hoping Ben Johnson just fails. Maybe because he went to Chicago.
Yeah,
but I want
fucking back.
That's probably what I feel like. I'm like, I hope Aaron Glenn does good, and I hope Ben Johnson just shits the bed, and they fucking you're out after 1 year because you're so bad. Go back to coordinating in Detroit.
Here's my my take on everybody saying they're going to take a step back because they switch coordinators and shit like that. Most of the time when teams take step backs, they're bringing in brand new people that have never been a part of the program, don't know the way that we run things, don't know how to, and they try to switch shit up. You know what I mean? They don't know how we do shit.
Yeah.
We promoted our defensive coordinator. He already knows how we do everything. He knows how it's ran. Aaron Glenn was training him the last couple of years to get him ready to take that job eventually and hoping that he would move on to a head coaching position. So chances are our defense is going to stay the same. Now, I hope they actually take a step back because the way that we play is so aggressive that, you know, injuries happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to his name that we brought in,
so yes,
he was also part of the Lions on the build-up. You know, when we started changing a lot of shit and we started coming up under Dan Campbell, I think he was the passing coordinator. So he's very familiar with the program. He knows exactly what we like. He went on last year as a passing coordinator for the Denver Broncos.
Just trying to see what you're looking at.
I'm just staring off into space.
That's what I know something's cool is over there.
He was the passing coordinator for the Denver Broncos or quarterbacks coach or whatever.
I think it was quarterback coach.
Yeah, whatever that nonsense is. And you look how good the fucking Denver Broncos did last year because they did a complete 180. Could that be the head coaching change?
And pause. John Gruden did say the running back they did draft will win Offensive Rookie of the Year because Sean Payton's going to take him under his wing and just hand him the ball 300 times. I'm like,
yeah, but they're also going to kill him by the time he's fucking 26.
Yeah, that's a running back position, but also,
yeah. But also, I has one defensive and comeback player of the year.
Okay.
So this would be unprecedented.
It would be. But then also it came into my head that it took me a minute because I was drawing a blank, but Ben Johnson literally said, anyone can run this offense. He's made it where it is anyone that can run this offense because look at all the weapons you got. Look at the line you have. Look at everything you got. You can literally, anyone can run this offense. You have Montgomery, Gibbs, Williams, St. Brown, Tesla now, Tim Patrick, Reynolds. No, Reynolds still here?
Yeah, Reynolds still here. He's been the one taking most of the snaps.
Yeah,
and,
you got him, and you got Jared Goff, and if you keep him safe, you got Penei Sewell, you got Decker, you got Glasgow, you got Ratledge now. Like you have such a great foundation here that Holmes and Campbell has made. Anyone can run this offense.
Yeah, and you're talking about a team that was the number one offense in the league last year.
Yep.
Nothing's really changed. We've added to it. We lost Frank Ragnow. That one sucked. You know what I mean? But Graham Glasgow also filled in a lot while Frank Ragnow was hurt, and he did a phenomenal fucking job.
If you watch the videos of Ragnow, that dude got his ass like.
Oh, he got beat the fuck out. I understand it. But
now he's out there just catching salmon, living his best life. And hey, hats off to you for giving us the best years because we drafted you from Arkansas, and we will miss you dearly.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to be fine without him. That line's, like you said earlier, that line is going to hold. The offense is still the same. It was the number one offense in the league last year. The offense isn't going to change. We brought in somebody who was already a part of the rebuild with this offense to add to this team, and we fucking promoted somebody to defensive coordinator that was part of the rebuild, that understands how this defense works. The team's not going to change. Yeah, that helped. Both of these people helped.
He literally was
in the rebuild
and helped them. And
yeah. So did John Morton. He helped rebuild too.
Lions,
like he was part of that.
Super Bowl winners this year.
Yeah.
Saying it right now. August 12th, I believe. Guessing. I'm right. Thank you for that comparison, Jason.
Winners?
Sorry for cutting you off. But Super Bowl
against who? Who are we calling the Super Bowl? We're going to call the Lions.
The Super Bowl I wanted last year is the Lions versus the Bills. I know.
I could get behind that 100% because I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm sorry. I'm a Chiefs fan, but I am a Josh Allen fan as well. And I would be 100% okay with the Bills finally making it to the Super Bowl.
If the Bills
as long as they're against the Lions and the Lions crush them.
If they make it, there's going to be an Allen's jersey over there, not a Mahomes jersey. I'll say that.
No, that Mahomes jersey ain't going anywhere.
It'll go in the toilet.
This is still my studio.
I'll wrestle you over it.
We could talk shit. We can talk shit about the.
No, but I agree with you. I don't know why, but I'm such a Josh Allen fan. And like,
he's just a cool fucking dude.
I will probably buy one of his jerseys, but I like him so much. He's all about the fans, the kids, everything, and he's so down to earth.
Amy wants one of his jerseys.
I would love, if I ran to any NFL player at the moment right now, I would love to run into Josh Allen. Probably be able to notice him a mile away because he's like fucking 6'7".
Chad asked, does golf have a better year this year or last year with the new coordinator? To be honest, Chad, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference because the offense hasn't changed a whole lot. If anything, what you're going to see is maybe a little less of the weird fucking trick plays. But those might also show up anyways. You know what I mean? It's hard to say what their offense is going to be yet. I think he overall has a better year. I think they're going to prepare a little bit better this year. And I think with Tesla out there, especially if he makes first team offense this year, I think adding that weapon in there with somebody who, I mean, we talked about had 100% fucking completion percentage in fucking college. That's asinine numbers to even think that he made it to the third round with those numbers. I don't know what people were looking at, but I was looking at his highlights going, how the fuck did this kid not go in the first round? I think those are going to add to it. The thing that kills Goff a little bit is we are a run heavy offense. I mean, and nobody has that 1-2 punch combo like we do with Gibbs and Montgomery. So of course we're going to lay on that run offense, but because the run offense is so good, it also opens up that pass offense so well. Chad also said, my guess is his completion percentage will go down, but his overall total yardage will go up. That's a possibility, brother. That's a possibility, but I don't know if Tesla makes this, first team offense and he starts going up there, will it really go down? Because you're adding, a weapon out there who doesn't miss, and obviously if they double coverage him, they're going to leave Williams or St. Brown open. And St. Brown has the highest last year. He was setting records with his completion percentage last year. I think he was like 83% last year. He tied with somebody else that's one of the highest seasons ever. And like you're saying, J-Mo will go off this year. So if you're saying all these people are going to go off, you got Amon-Ra, who's one of the most consistent in the league, and you add Tesla to that, who was fucking 100% in college, and you even add Tim Patrick in there occasionally. There's a good chance Jared Goff could have the best year of his career this year. As long it all depends, like I said.
Health.
It's health, and also we are a run-heavy offense, but that opens up that pass. We are a 1-2 punch combo between pass and rush. You don't know which way we're going, and we're good on either way. But I think I'm going to call it out. Jared Goff's going to have a career year this year. Even with the new coordinator, everybody's down on them, thinking that they're going to have a bad year. The fucking offense hasn't changed. The defense, we've added pieces to it. That Tyleik Williams that we added to the defense this year, up the middle.
DJ Reed.
Well, DJ Reed, but I'm just talking about Tyleik Williams. Once Lee McNeil comes back, those two guys are like one and the same.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking amazing. That middle of that line is going to be crazy. I'm still calling that Zadarius Smith is going to re-sign before the season starts, and you're going to see eventually a lineup of fucking Aiden Hutchinson, a Lee McNeil, Tyleik Williams, and fucking Zadarius Smith lining up there in that front four, and it's going to be fucking nasty. Nasty.
Brad Holmes already said he's been in talk with him.
Yeah. Oh, they've been in talk with him. I think
no
they're
one's
just
picked him up. It's going to happen. They're going to wait until week 1, and they're going to make a deal. But then he also got to understand they got to sign Hutchinson to a long-term deal. And how long is that going to be? Is that going to be a 4 year? Is it going to be a 6 year?
It's going to be a 4 year. I'm
going to call it 5. I'm going to call it 5.
Edge rusher. It's 4 years.
Want to bet 100? You want to bet $1?
No, I don't bet.
I said $1. I didn't say $100. I said $1.
I work really hard for my dollars, sir.
It's not hard enough. It's a fucking $1.
I work hard.
It's the thrill of betting $1.
Hard for my money.
Jason, I'm gonna have to come to your studio eventually. This guy's fucking something else.
I still got to go in the garage
$1.
and fucking move shit around so I can park my golf cart in there tonight.
Yeah, I'll help you with that tonight.
Like fuck.
I'll be a nice guy and help you with that. And
I don't know what it's doing there, but here outside the window, like what just got my attention was a big flash of lightning and a big boom of thunder. I don't know if it caught on the microphone, but we have Armageddon here happening.
Heck yeah, I love storms so much. We've had so many storms this year, but let's continue to talk about football. So
well, now, how much time do you got, Jason?
I got a couple more minutes.
A couple more minutes, so then we gotta move on. Football until next week, because we got all next week too. And then I want to lead up September 2nd. We're gonna do a big football show leading up. I'm going to try to get a couple extra people on here. And we're going to talk all pretty much NFL football, the whole thing leading up to the season. We'll do season predictions and everything else. So if anybody wants to send in their season predictions for their favorite team, chances are if you're listening to us, it's probably the fucking Detroit Lions. Or if it's me, it's the Detroit Lions and then the fucking Kansas City Chiefs.
We'll talk about divisional winners and go ahead.
We'll go over all that. Why are you flipping me off for Tim's 2 minutes of golf talk?
This was
brought to you by the Sports World Progress, which is also brought to you by the PFC Entertainment Network. This week we're coming off the FedEx St. Jude Championship, was the first round of the FedEx Cup, which will lead into the top 50 moving in next week for the BMW Championship. We had Justin Rose in first, which came down to a pretty intense playoff, which went to 3 holes with Justin Spawn or JJ Spawn. I don't know if his name is Justin. Why did I say fucking Justin? I got fucking
Justin Jefferson in your head or
Justin
something?
Jefferson, fucking Justin Fields stuck in my head.
That should be it.
JJ Spawn. We watched that one. That was a pretty, I mean, we were rooting on JJ Spawn all the time because we wanted an American to win instead of a European, because obviously the Americans have the Pope, and Pope it ain't easy. But unfortunately the Europeans won this time, and Justin Rose did. Good for him. He became the oldest PGA player on the tour this year to win a tournament. He is 45 years old, and he did it phenomenally. Tommy Fleetwood in third. Felt bad for Tommy. He had been leading this thing since day 3, and he led it most of the final day of the tournament there. And in Tommy fashion, he shit the bed and kind of gave the tournament away at the end there and dropped to third. Scotty Scheffler also tied in third. He was rolling. Scotty was rolling. I thought he was going to have a good chance. There was times where he was leading this thing back in second. He just couldn't close it out. But he also, on the 4th day there, his normal caddy had to leave and fly back to Tennessee. I think they said Tennessee for family emergency or some shit. So he had a backup caddy with him on Sunday. So that could have had an effect. In fifth place, we had Cam the Hammer Young. We love the Hammer. I mean, we've named him the Hammer. That's it. Yeah, the Cam the Hammer Young. He's placed fifth there. He played a hell of a round there on Sunday too. We had Batia in sixth, tied with Ricky Fowler, my son's favorite golfer, Ricky Fowler. He's got the mullet of madness right there. I think my kid's trying to grow it now. He wants to grow his hair out. I think he wants to just pull out the Ricky Fowler mullet. We had Novak tied in sixth also. Ben Griffin in ninth. Kitayama ninth. Patrick Cantley in ninth. Alberg, Kirk, Vegas, round out 14th. Top 50 here. Cam Davis, Fox, English, Glover, Roy, Keegan Bradley placed 44th. These are all moving on. The top 50 and the FedEx points play next week. Oh shit, I've already got tee times. So who do we got playing in this one? Big name. I got Schauffele, Kitayama, Hovland, Batia, Lowry, Cantley, Keegan Bradley. We followed him at the Rocket there for a little bit because he was with Lanto Griffin. Rory McIlroy. I actually found out we were looking for him last week. He took the week off. He already had enough points this season where he was like, I'm going to take a week off. And I was actually doing some research. I didn't realize it. Rory's got some type of heart condition that he really needs to take it. And I never knew this, but yeah, he decided to take last week off because it wouldn't really affect his standings. Even taking the week off, I think he still stayed third in points. So he was able to take the first tournament off the weekend. He's coming back this week. We got Ricky Fowler, who made his way in. He ended up finishing out the round and pulling himself back in to move on in the points. He moved up to 48th overall in points. We got Ben Campbell, McIntyre, Colin Morikawa squeezed in, Tommy Fleetwood, obviously. Hopefully, I'm rooting on Fleetwood, even though he's European and they don't have the Pope. Eventually, I hope this guy actually fucking wins the tournament because he's been like second runner up so many times. He's the fair. I think they call him something like the fairway Jesus or something because he's got this long flowing hair. Like he kind of looks like a Jesus as you see in the picture. JJ Spawn, obviously Justin Rose, Alberg, Cam the Hammer Young, Gawley, obviously Scheffler's going to be there. Scheffler's still number one overall in points. So that's kind of what we're looking at this weekend leading up in the next leg of the FedEx Championship, which will lead into the following week, which will actually be the actual FedEx Championship to see who wins it. I think Scotty's won it the last 2 years in a row. Good chance he'll probably win the whole fucking thing again because Scotty Scheffler is the best golfer since we've seen since Tiger Woods. And
it's my favorite golfer.
Who? Scotty Scheffler?
No, Tiger Woods.
I mean, that's a lot of people's favorite golfer.
Oh yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler is.
I miss waking up, going to school, watching his highlights on ESPN's Top 10. I'm like, dude, how do you do that? I'm like, but then you watch the documentary on him and you see why he's so good at golf. Yeah, but continue with your.
But if you want to watch some crazy golf too, watch Scotty Scheffler because he's right there. Scotty Scheffler is right there.
But didn't Rory McIlroy hit the ball with the backside of the club one time against a tree?
Yeah, Rory is an amazing golfer too. That's my wife's favorite golfer is Rory.
Obviously, he's second. He's second in my book.
She has, confessed her love to him many times, and if there was any person she'd leave me for in this world, it'd probably be Rory McIlroy or Jason Momoa.
I would too. He's a pretty sexy man.
Yeah, Jason Momoa. I would. That's yeah.
Hit your button. We're done with golf.
Yeah. Tim's 2 minutes of golf talk on the Sports Real podcast.
More like 5 minutes, but we'll do that.
I'm surprised Jason didn't time it this time.
I almost did, but I just wanted to let it go.
Yeah, I didn't want.
We're letting you have your shining moment. It's you love golf, and I respect the golf. I just go there to drink and hit the ball.
Jason, hasn't somebody said before that they like that I cover golf?
I like that you cover golf.
Let me tell you what you can cover yourself with beginning this Friday.
Oh, that sounds sexual.
Among many things, let me just go ahead and share this, because this is the latest addition to the football jerseys that are going to be released this Friday as a part of our fall lineup on our online store. I'm not going to give the exact URL at this point because in reality, a lot of these things are live. I'm just not ready to put the public presentation into it. But Eric, I know I sent you a picture of this over the weekend.
Very thrilled. I was very thrilled when you did.
So just to let you know that you are officially part of the PFC family, I wanted to give you a preview of your very own football jersey that is going to be part of our fall lineup that drops this Friday night. And we will make a big announcement, and you can check out all of the great merchandise. Like over 200 items are going to be launched this Friday as part of our PFC fall lineup. Very much looking forward to that. I'm actually going to send the PFC family the link a day before. So Thursday, you guys will get the link to get a preview of what all's live. You will have your opportunity to order your shit then and there.
Which I plan on doing.
It's going to be real cool.
We got to start supporting this brand, and I like those jerseys.
We
start doing those live shows.
I like that idea. I like that idea for the live shows.
For sure. As we put a bow on this week's episode, let me go ahead and say thank you to everybody who tuned in here tonight on the live stream, and those of you who are tuning in on the RSS feed tomorrow as this show drops at midnight. Any questions, comments, feedback, anything of the sort, you can hit us up over on our Facebook page. You can just look for the Sports Reel Podcast. You can hit us up over on Twitter at PFC Network or klaustotheheart@gmail.com, which is our email address right now, or at pfcnetwork.net. With that, we appreciate all of you. And for those of you who are tuning in to the Fatal 4-Way on Friday at 6 p.m., it will be right here where you're watching this fine program beginning at 6 p.m., where we break down exclusively all of those sports, all the headlines and news from the world of professional wrestling. With that, go out, be awesome to yourselves and to each other, and we'll see you next Tuesday night live right here on the Sports. What's up, Eric?
2,082 days since Ohio State has beat Michigan. Just had to put that out there one more time. But thank you.
And Dan Campbell putting it out in the universe.
We'll see you next week right here on the Sports Reel Podcast on the PFC Entertainment Network.
Love you guys.
Go Lions. And hey, like and share the Sports Reel Podcast Facebook page. We're growing, and we appreciate all of you. And we can't grow without you. So please help us out. We appreciate it very much.
2,082 days.
Go Lions, go Tigers. Go Lions, go Tigers. Go Scotty Scheffler.